Flare Network might be the single greatest opportunity of this bull run. We're going to go over this comprehensive report. Currently listed on junglelinkxrp.com, link down below if you want to read it in its entirety. We're going to cover the specific areas that are going to drive value for the Flare token, why I think it will perform so well. We're going to do some price predictions, some price modeling. In previous videos, I've done AI analysis and projections on what the Flare token can do. This time around, I've simplified it. I've said, all right, what have similar tokens done in previous bull runs? And if Flare has similar success, what might that look like? Because the number one question I get all the time is, how high can this thing go? What is the actual potential, a realistic outlook for this coin? Truth be told, no one knows for sure, but I think looking at prior runs, similar coins with similar rankings, if you think Flare's going to do well, if you think it can do as well as those previous blockchains, it gives you kind of an idea of what is possible. Just another way to kind of look at things. Again, you don't know until you see it unfold. And that's exactly what we will do here. Now, I've been sitting here watching that Flare token price, trying to re-up again at, right around a cent or under a cent. We're at 1.8 cents right now. I pulled the trigger on this one, specifically because I think its potential in AI is so large. And you know what? If you pull the trigger a little early on this blockchain, you get delegation rewards, you get future airdrops. It helps kind of muffle some of those early moves. If you get in a little bit too early and you just don't know what the future holds, might not get another chance at 1 cent or sub 1 cent FLR. If we do, I'll be taking advantage of it. But I thought 1.8 cents, pretty good opportunity I added to the bag. So as we go through this, I think first and foremost, this is an interoperability play. And this is going to continue to be important as we move into this multi-chain future. You're trying to connect all these various chains, that some of them are great at payments, others are really good at DeFi, smart contracts. You want to pull Bitcoin on network, whatever it may be. We know the future is multi-chain, and interoperability is an important feature. It's one that drives Cosmos Atom. It's one that drives Polkadot, this idea of interoperability. And so Flare has a lot of really good advantages compared to its contemporaries. First and foremost, it's EVM compatible. So as you're building out your applications for Ethereum and all these other EVM blockchains, it's very easy to port over and make compatible with Flare Network because at its base architecture, it's EVM. The F-asset system. Flare's unique F-asset system enables tokenization of non-smart contract assets, things like XRP, Bitcoin, LTC. These kind of just general currency coins. You're able to bring them on network. You know how that works. You can use them in DeFi systems, earn some yield from them, borrow from them, all sorts of interesting things. We'll see this bull run, how ready that system is, how used it is, but it will launch, I believe, in time for this bull run. And just the launch of F-assets should build a lot of demand, a lot of excitement, and that's great. I think also novel is its built-in Oracle services. So you don't have to use Chainlink or one of these other Oracle systems. It's built in right there. Flare's decentralized Oracle system, FTSO, provides reliable, decentralized data feeds to smart contracts. So, we're getting data that we can rely on. Number two, it's got a lot of advantages within DeFi. Low transaction costs. We know that drives usage on Ethereum competitors. And we saw that last time around with Binance Chain. People were trying to yield farm. It was getting wild on the Ethereum network. Those gas fees really went up in a high way. People were looking for other opportunities. Binance seized that opportunity and got a lot of transaction on that blockchain. And you've seen what the price of the BNB token has done because of that. Scalable, very high throughput, low latency chain here. Flare can support growing demand for DeFi applications, ensuring a smooth user experience. So very scalable network as well. A lot of incentive for network participation, very important. You have to align the incentives for the builders, for the investors, and Flare has that. It should drive adoption of this blockchain. And then kind of back to the first category we talked about, it's really good for interoperability. So you're going to be driving that use case of bringing on some of these currency tokens that don't have smart contracts, connecting to all sorts of different blockchains. It should, really pull a lot of that value on network and drive demand for the Flare token. I've talked about this in a previous video. I'll link it down below if you want to go in depth. But during bull runs, when people probably should be selling assets, they never want to. What do they want to do? They want to earn from those assets. They think, well, prices will stay elevated forever and I will just retire. And we saw this with all sorts of, Ponzi nodes and Celsius and all of these, various services that were very attractive last bull run. Well, the thing here is, this has a foundation. This has substance. You can earn long term. It's not like a Ponzi type of setup like some of these other things. But still, that will drive demand as people have the ability to earn through delegation rewards. There's going to be additional airdrops. So now your return is really silly because you are getting your rewards and your airdrops, and you combine that, and that is massive. Now, in theory, those extra airdrops are coins that are spilling onto the marketplace. But again, during bull run, people want to hodl, they want to earn, and I suspect more people will be holding on to those coins, delegating them to earn more rewards. And you'll hear a lot of this stuff. I've retired. I'll never have to work again. I'm just living off my Flare rewards. Now, not the way I'm going to approach this. That price gets up there in a silly region, you best believe I'm going to be selling. But I feel a lot of people will not. And then beyond just your ability to earn from delegating and from your airdrops, of course, you're going to have fully functional DeFi systems, and people will be using the FLR token in those as well. So a lot of different ways to earn. Also F assets, a lot of incentive programs, really big. Now this is what excites me, probably more than anything. Flare Network is actively getting ready to make this really an artificial intelligence platform. It is my idea that 2025 is going to be the year of artificial intelligence. It already has been one of the best performing sectors within cryptocurrencies. I don't think you've seen anything yet. Nothing. This is going to get wild. And first, when you start it as just general architecture, it's a blockchain of what? Data, which is paramount to anything you want to do within AI. I think it sets it up well. Further, they're launching consensus learning. They have a massive partnership with Google Cloud. They're going to launch an AI model marketplace this year. So it's positioned really well. And again, I think this is going to be the biggest driver of value. And it is so important. I've covered this in prior videos. The centralization of power within artificial intelligence may be worse than what we see with money. Blockchain's ultimate, value play may not be monetary systems. It may be artificial intelligence. And this could really be a massive driver. This is what makes me say, you know what? I'm not waiting. I'm going to pick up some more FLR now and just hold to see what happens here, because I think AI is such a massive, massive, massive potential here that this could drive value like nothing else. Forget the F assets, forget the DeFi, all this kind of stuff, layer cake, whatever. The AI stuff may be the big driver of value here, and I don't think enough people are really focusing on that. Flare is positioned well as the blockchain of data, which is paramount to everything within AI. Now, again, this is just kind of an interesting way to look at price potential within the FLR token. We looked at, prior runs. You had coins with potential with kind of similar rankings. We look at Solana. Last time around, Solana was ranked 112 when it started, and it ended up at 5. Now, that went from $1.52 to $260 per token for a massive, massive return. If Flare was able to equal that, we'd be talking about $1.80 Flare. Terra Luna, successful coin, went from 62 to 10. And if we follow the similar growth pattern, very aggressive, very bullish outlook. Again, I'm not saying it's necessarily going to do this, but that would put us at $1.53. Polygon Matic, if it's as successful and grows at the same rate as Polygon Matic, again, a coin that started in that 70 range. I think we're at 85 now with Flare. It got as high as 268 a token, which would put us at about 216 per Flare token. And we look at FTM, Phantom, and if we followed a similar growth perspective for that, we'd be looking at $1.29. Again, no one knows, but you can see in the past we've had these coins that have been 100 up to 70 and are able to run up the rankings. That's what you want. You don't just want to grow with the rest of crypto, but you want to gain on other competitive projects. And if Flare can run up there in the top 20, top 15, my God, help us if it hits top 10. If it can do anything like that, the growth potential is so massive, and I think it can for all the reasons we've talked about. Now, in my AI modeling videos, again, I'll link that down below. You can check it out. It was giving me similar kind of price predictions to this, and I threw on some constraints to bring it down to more reasonable levels. I think most people I talk to think, 30 cents, 50 cents might be reasonable. Sounds good to me. That's a massive gain. But, this, if it goes well, I mean, you could be looking at prices like this. It's all a question of getting things launched, getting adoption, and we will see how they do. But you definitely have the potential here, whether it's 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, well over $1, you can make a lot of money here. And I just think this is one to showcase. Again, I've been sitting on this, waiting for the price to drift down a little bit longer. And I said, you know what? I'm going to add to my stacks. Of course, I'm going to do an update video here. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.